go with the show. Oh my goodness, I'm already behind and whatnot. So also got to make sure it's going live and well on YouTube. We're getting a feed. We're getting something.
Sweet. Just had to check my phone.
And live stream checklist. Yes, go live. We live. We here.
Fingers crossed.
I mean, you are live. The internet can totally see you now. It's just like, internet can totally see us now. Sweet.
All right.
All right, let me go ahead and listen to the audio. Oh, sweet.
All right.
Yeah, you may have to move your mic just a little bit closer to your mouth or whatnot.
You're right.
Yeah, so that way, people can probably hear you. And
For once, my sinuses are clear and I'm terrified.
yeah, because now people are going to actually hear your voice nice, crispy, and clean. Yes, we got the live feed. And all right, we're looking good. We're looking nice and live. So in 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, what's going on? We're back again with another episode of the South Florida Gamers Podcast. I am your host, the Silverback Senpai, and joining me is my co-host with the most, Waluigi. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey guys, long time no see. It's your boy Waluigi. Can't wait to see what we have today in store for us.
Yeah, man. I mean, with the bad weather that's happening outside here in South Florida and whatnot, we're still going to bring you guys a good show. That is the plan. That is what we're going to do. And I'm glad that Waluigi's here, and we're going to go ahead and make this happen.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree.
All right, so let's go ahead and get in with the topics of this month. And of course, for you guys that are listening, you can also listen to this podcast on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor as well. It is available on those platforms if you are an audio listener. So be sure to follow us on each of them and leave us a review. Greatly appreciated.
Everything's always appreciated. Comments, feedback, suggestions, we're all ears.
All right, so first topic, let's go ahead and recap from the last podcast. Like, what were your thoughts from the last podcast after we first did it and whatnot? Like, hey, this is something new that we're going to go ahead and try and see. And, I was pretty surprised with the amount of feedback that we got from people online about the podcast. So, what were your thoughts?
Honestly, my first start, I was super nervous. And I looked at my composure, my movements, and I definitely learned I had to interact more. And that's a great thing to always have. And some of my friends even gave me some constructive criticism. Shout out to them as well for being real with me. And also my family. I was honored that they actually watched my first podcast with my great friend, Silverback Senpai. And I'm looking forward to more episodes.
Yeah, man, definitely. Hey, Axel, what's going on, man? I see you in there in the chat. How you doing today?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, we're going to get ready for that Tekken tonight. Oh, yeah, I forgot you're not playing. Hey, Axel, you playing Tekken tonight or not? Sorry, guys, for getting off from track and whatnot. Well, Axel's the homie, whatnot. Shout out to Axel, whatnot, always coming through and showing love.
Dude, I wish Tekken had crossplay so I can join you guys.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm telling you, man, like, you would love our Tekken streams, like, on every Sundays and Mondays. I mean, it's just nothing but a really good time.
I've seen it. I just got into it. Definitely beat the campaign on normal, except for Akuma on easy. Cried a little bit internally last night, but definitely learning each character episode and emotions. It makes me want to look forward to competitive or actual online gaming.
Yeah. Alrighty, Axel. I will definitely see you Monday, Vin, because I know Monday you'll actually be there, and then of course next Sunday you're gonna come bring in that 100%. But yeah, like last podcast, like after we did our first episode or whatnot, like it was a really awesome feeling to know that, hey, people actually like this, and it's also, centered here in South Florida where, hey, we can, these are people that we can actually meet in person and whatnot, or or they've already met us through conventions and whatnot, and even gamed with us as well.
Yeah, it's definitely a great feeling when you have people that you can game with nearby or that's around the area. Especially South Florida, really big state. I even have people from the west side, like Tampa, that I still game with, especially Gears 5. Still addicted to that game. Been almost a year. and I'm glad to have him around. South Florida, I definitely need to expand my friend group to play more with.
Yeah, man, but like definitely after the first episode, I was literally like excited to be like, yo, I want to go ahead and do the second episode. I can't wait. I'm counting down the days. I got the equipment. I got better microphones this time. I actually went out and bought an actual mixer, and now our voices sound nice and clean versus using the two Yeti mics. Though they were good, but they were giving that double audio feed. So I'm hoping with this one, with these mics, even if there are going to be a little bit some audio issues, whatnot, that at least I know what I can do from my point. So that way, the next episode we can go ahead and fix that. And of course, today is also our first time broadcasting live, on YouTube as well. Because usually, when we did the first episode, it was just recorded and it was just easy. Now you guys get to see us live. We get to interact with you guys live through the chat, and yeah, some great things are going to be had. And we're not going to have everything perfect, of course. Yeah. No, but little by little, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get better at it.
Trial and error is one of my favorite things about doing this live stream with you, man.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so moving on to our next topic. What games have we played since the last podcast?
Let's see. I actually just beat the Doom Eternal campaign on Ultra Violence last week. That was the worst experience of my lifetime against the Icon of Sin. I probably wouldn't do Nightmare if anyone paid me to. Okay, maybe if somebody paid me to. I definitely won't make it past the first level.
Is it really that bad?
Yeah. The motions, they actually took it serious because a lot of feedback from Doom 2016 was it was repetitive. Mostly you're able to use the same gun on any demon and they'll just die on the fly. But with Doom Eternal, you actually have to swap your gear, swap your weapons, use your melee, get some ammo. And you actually had to play strategically. It's more of a platformer, and I definitely respect that from the developers.
Yeah, because I'm seeing gameplay of it or whatnot, and the thing that I'm thinking in my mind is, how difficult have they made this game? Because it looks interesting, and it feels like I'm hearing the same thing from a lot of people saying that it's you can't just use the same gun.
No, you cannot.
Throughout the entire game, and think that that's going to get you to all the kills and whatnot. Nah, you're going to have to use your head and really mix things up.
Yeah, they definitely are scarceful with the ammo unless you use a chainsaw. That's the best advice I can give you. Use your chainsaw, use whatever ammo you find, because it will disappear after a while.
Yeah, for me, games I've been playing, of course, you guys already know the games I mainly play is Tekken and Mortal Kombat. Sunday and Monday is Tekken, and then Friday, Saturday is going to be Mortal Kombat. I played some Call of Duty with Flynn's, with Eddie, and we had the 6v6 face-off, which we didn't get 6 people. Yeah, we did.
I was wondering about that. I missed that stream.
Yeah, like we didn't get a lot, and we wanted to get like a lot of people in and whatnot, so that way it's something we can bring to the community, something that we can pretty much just interact with everybody that is not here at the arcade. But hey, it's something to do, like, hey, come join us or whatnot, because I see people having Zoom live streams. You also have Space Wizard Cosplay with his DJ sessions and whatnot.
His music choices were great.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, if you have Call of Duty Modern Warfare, because a lot of people ended up getting mixed up with Call of Duty Warzone. I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
I even made a video on Instagram letting people know that make sure you have this game, not Warzone. It is Call of Duty Modern Warfare, because you can't do 6v6 in Warzone.
That wouldn't make sense unless you're trying to compete for points. But that wouldn't make sense. It's sort of like those Fortnite competitions.
Yeah, I'm just like,
I want to see some quick scoping.
Like, yo, people, it's Call of Duty Modern Warfare, not Warzone. Warzone is only limited just to a few number of people. But if you have Modern Warfare, we can do 6v6, 10v10.
Next stream, I'm going to join that. I need to get into that.
Yeah, and some people were like saying, oh, I have Xbox or I'm on PC.
It's crossplay.
Exactly. The game is crossplay. Like, all you have to, and I even showed people, like, even if you're on a different platform, there's a way to invite us, or myself, or invite Eddie. But, Lessons learned.
Trial and error.
Yep, lessons learned. I've also been playing. Well, I've been playing a lot Persona 5, not Golden, but just the actual Persona 5
I've
because.
never got into the series.
Well, for this one, you don't have to play like the previous versions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's just like their own standalone story. But my goodness, Persona 5, I'm really loving the game. As an RPG game, like I really like. In the beginning, I will say this: it is a bit slow. But then once you get past your first boss, then the story starts to pick up, and then you're starting to get more people that are going to be in your group, the Phantom Thieves. And once you start getting more people and whatnot, then the story actually picks up, and then things just get a little bit more interesting. And then, of course, you find a lot more. You have like a lot more time. Okay. Let me explain it to explain it better or whatnot, because I'm like thinking and then talking at the same time. Like it's like pretty much you're living your high school life in that game, like a high school life in that game. And the thing that I find the most enjoyable is just fighting different enemies and whatnot, and thinking of different strategies when coming up against different enemies. Like, do I need to block on this one? Do I need to buff my character, debuff the enemy, things like that? Because I like that aspect of the actual game. Now, when it comes to the side stuff, interacting with people, spending time with people, it's nice. It's cool. Okay. And there are some funny moments where you have your spoiler warning, your homeroom teacher who has another job as a maid.
I saw memes about that.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
And then like I remember I was tweeting like some of the screenshots that I took of the game. And it's just like, yo, this is literally bait right here. Like this is some setup bait right here. Like,
oh my God.
Like if I'm thinking in the wrong set of mind, I'm thinking the student and the teacher's trying to, have relations with her student.
Oh dear.
But it's a very interesting game. You will really enjoy it. I highly recommend it. Some say that you don't have to play Persona 5 to play Persona 5 Royale. You can just play Persona 5 Royale. The story is still the same. Nothing.
Just more content?
Yeah, just more content. Okay. So I said I want to beat Persona 5 and then I'll just play Royale, which is going to take me.
I'll try to get it for Switch.
Yeah, if it ever comes to the Switch.
Fingers crossed.
If it ever comes to the Switch. But yeah, I've been playing Call of Duty, Apex, Tekken, and Mortal Kombat ever since our last stream.
Yeah, I've also done Animal Crossing, and I regret nothing saying this. It's pretty fun if you just want to chill out, have a casual gaming, have some friends over. Because I prefer having a Discord chat with some people. And it's more of a chill group. We steal each other's stuff, we sell it. And also, the turnip prices are outrageous. You see, turnips are like the stock market.
Right.
Like, there's a pun in that, and that's what I loved about the turnips. Because you can buy an X amount, and then one day it'll be like 50 bells, which is their currency, or 500. And you have to check every day or check every other person's island. So you might have no choice but to have online interaction saying, hey, how much bells do you have? There's also a website called Turnip Exchange where people exchange stuff for the turnip prices to be high.
What the heck?
It's wild, man. I'm not that deep, but I know a couple people.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Instagram posts of people playing Animal Crossing and whatnot, and I'm like, I'm missing out on this fun.
Hi, I'm Wallace.
But
I'm one of those guys.
I'm missing out on all this, amazing fun and whatnot, which I can turn into content. But I don't have a Switch, and yeah. I mean, I will get one eventually, because just like how I got 2 Nintendo Wii's, which is literally over there. Yeah, I got 2 of them, and I have a Nintendo Wii U. Eventually I'll get the Switch. Eventually. Fingers crossed.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our topics.
Back to business.
Yeah, exactly. So, our first one is the PlayStation 5 DualSense controller. It has been revealed to the public. We now see it. Introducing DualSense, the new wireless game controller for PlayStation 5.
Doesn't look that crisp, but it has like a nice bulk to it.
See the first images of DualSense, which will bring the sense of touch to PlayStation 5 gameplay. We've reached an excitement milestone with PlayStation 5 as we're starting to ship our new controller in its final design to developers who are implementing its unique features into their games. But first, we wanted everyone in the PlayStation community to get a first look at the DualSense wireless controller and hear our vision for how the new controller will captivate more of your senses as you interact with the virtual worlds in PlayStation 5 games. The features of the DualSense, along with the PS5's Tempest 3D audio tech, will deliver a new feeling of immersion to players. When the PS4 launched in 2013, the DualShock 4 wireless controller garnered a lot of positive feedback from gamers and developers for being the best PlayStation controller, best PlayStation controller yet, and for introducing forward-looking features like the share button. This brought us to the next generation. How do we build upon that success? And as you guys see the controller in its ever glory,
Reminds me of Echo from Overwatch. You've seen how she looks like. Sort of like a blue. You see the LED lights, and just giving that vibe.
I mean, the controller literally looks like an Xbox controller and a PlayStation 4 controller. You know, just did a fusion dance, and then like boom, there it goes.
Fusion. Never gets old.
But I'm really interested in seeing what new features that they're going to bring to this next gaming generation, the gaming console generation. Because, yeah, I do like the share feature on the PlayStation 4 controller where you can take a screenshot, record a video, or even broadcast live from your console.
Huh.
So with this being added, I want to see what new features they're going to bring to the table.
Yeah, I've seen interactions from the PS3 or PS4 at one time. The only time I've seen it with my cousins with playing Heavy Rain. How you have your choice and opinions, but you also move the controllers left to right, up and down to follow the motions. So your character can survive the predicaments that they're in.
Right.
That's the only time I've personally seen it. So I'm kind of excited to see how far this goes.
Mm-hmm. And one thing I also want to know about the controller, because the way it looks expensive. It looks mad expensive. Like if you break this controller, I don't think it's gonna cost you like $65 like the PS4 controller.
Maybe
I think it's gonna. I'm thinking it's gonna cost you like maybe $80 to $90 at best. And I was hoping, like let me see, like I'll show you guys some more photos. Like I was hoping because now there's gonna have USB-C input.
Oh.
So it's gonna have more power, battery life into the controller. But I was also hoping that it was gonna have some extra buttons. Like how some of the Pro controllers have like extra buttons on the back or the sides or whatnot.
You're talking about those trigger guards and such?
Yeah, like I know Scuff has it. Nancon, Razer, they have like their professional controllers where you can customize your button layouts and whatnot. I was hoping the PlayStation 5 DualSense controller would have that, but it's not gonna have it. So that means at least those guys, like Scuff, Nancon, who else? Razer, they'll still be in business to do professional controllers for people who would like those. Because I have the Nancon Pro Revolution first generation controller, and I have like the extra buttons on the back. It's good, but it's just bulky in the hands. Since I'm so used to the PlayStation 4 controller, it's just very bulky in the hands. And for like certain games, I would say for like fighting games, I have a difficult time trying to execute certain moves. But for shooters, especially when I could customize the buttons to where, like, if I want to drop stop somebody in Call of Duty, I can just press that button instead of pressing the circle button, and after that, you could just drop down and shoot them and whatnot.
I've only seen that like once for a modded controller on Xbox, but I haven't seen it for a PS4.
Yeah, it's out there, and I wanted to get the Razer controller. No, not the Razer controller. No, there's the Razer Raiju and Astro. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking about. Astro has their controller as well, but it's like $200.
Really?
Yeah.
Astro is definitely a good brand for headsets because my headset's Astro. I've had it for months and I've definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah, so I was like, hey, it's not gonna have extra buttons on the PlayStation 5 controller, but that also means that these guys that do the modded controllers, at least they will have business to have that for gamers out there who do want those extra buttons and whatnot. Because I mean my PlayStation 5 controllers over there or whatnot, but Yeah, to have those extra buttons, especially because for me, I have my index fingers for the L1, R1, or the right bumpers and the triggers and whatnot, and then my middle fingers. I would like for it to have like extra buttons that I could use, and even the PlayStation released an accessory where you can just plug it into the PS4 controller, and then you just have like 2 extra buttons on the back.
Never knew that.
Yeah. And I also don't see if you can insert like a headphone jack into the controller.
Oh wait,
like
I think there's one.
I don't know, but on the PlayStation 4.
Oh yeah, there's a headphone jack.
What, right down here?
Yeah.
Really? I can't see it. It's that small.
Yeah, it looks like a little 9mm.
Okay. All right. So yeah, at least there's a headphone jack where people can insert their headphones into the controller and whatnot. And I think they said that this is gonna also have like a microphone. It's going to be like a microphone and a speaker.
Well, never mind.
But because on a PS4 controller, it's a speaker on it already. So the PlayStation 5 controller is going to have a microphone and a speaker inside the controller.
Oh my gosh.
Then, that's something, it's a cool concept.
Actually, I just realized 9mm is way too big. So probably a little 3. Yeah, I'd say 3mm, average headphone jack. Probably good for Samsung. Because I've had experiences where I accidentally put Apple headphones on an Xbox controller and feedback came on and I got kicked out of multiple parties when I was younger doing this. Not a good practice. Never use Apple products for Microsoft or Sony.
Yeah, DualSense also adds a built-in microphone array, which will enable players to easily chat with their friends without a headset, ideal for jumping into a quick conversation. But of course, if you are planning to chat for a longer period, it's good to have a headset handy.
Noted. That's a good feature.
Yeah. Now I forgot. The Xbox Series X, they're still gonna go with the traditional Xbox controller, and you guys are still gonna have to use batteries.
Nah, I'll live with it. I use rechargeables.
Exactly. Like, if you got an Xbox One X or whatnot, or even an Xbox One, and you still having batteries, you should be having rechargeable batteries at this moment. Like,
yeah, then you can use a micro USB to connect it to the Xbox directly. And I've used that before, since sometimes I'm just too lazy to go get batteries. Honestly.
I don't blame you, man. All right, let's go ahead and segue to our next topic, or I think we skipped that first, but we can just get into it. Gaming pet peeves. Yeah. So, do you have a gaming pet peeve?
Oh, I have fews. It just depends on the circumstances. I kind of grew out of them as I got older, but I like to play with people my age as a preference, or at least are able to hold a conversation, have some non-toxicity, which I can put up with.
Right.
But if you're a little bit younger to start screaming in the middle of a party or group unnecessarily, then I really just can't accept you as a friend or a gamer. But if you have someone blaring out music unnecessarily in the middle of a party, and you just hear the music over your friends' conversations, I might just have to mute you and just keep going forward. Because I just don't want to hear unnecessary bass that's able to break windows and break my own headset. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree. Like that is annoying. Where you have, you just judging by their voice, you can tell that they're extremely young.
Yeah. And
they have no regards for everyone else that is listening, to you. And you have all this commotion that's going on in your background and whatnot, and you want to curse them out. Yep. Or in my case, what I do, I just mute them.
Yeah, I learned how to do that.
Yeah, I just mute them. But for me, I would say one of my biggest gaming pet peeves is when I'm playing a game on the PlayStation 4 and somebody sends me an invite to another game. That is my pet peeve.
Oh, yes.
Like, I've had it happen when it comes to either my Tekken or my Mortal Kombat. Like, if I'm playing, like, Apex Legends, or if I'm playing Call of Duty, or if I'm playing Persona 5. Like, recently I was playing Persona 5 because I wanted to get through the story, try to, get as much through it as possible so that way I can finish up the game. I would have people just send me random invites to Tekken, Mortal Kombat, and I'm just like, bro, I'm playing a game.
Something.
Yo, bruh, I'm playing a game right now. can it wait? And then what I do, I just go offline.
I used to do that, man. I'm just like, people don't see me online anymore. I'm like, I'm gonna go online. But what my Utah friends and I do, we have a Snapchat group, and we just say who's down to link up. And if you're not down, we won't bother. We'll try again another day or another time.
Right.
Until like further notice. We're cool about it. We're casual.
Right. Like if I'm gonna play a game, and like if I'm having a Tekken session or a Mortal Kombat session, that's the time where I'm gonna put myself online, so that way people who do play these games, they'll be like, hey, he's playing this game, I'll come join him, or I'll send him an invite, or hey, let's spar or whatnot. Cool. But if I'm playing a different game and it's a single player game, stop sending me invites to stop sending me invites to other games. Like, bro, I'm trying to play this game, trying to get through it. Like, some of y'all may not know this, but I have a crap load of games, and I had to stop buying games day one at launch because it's like I'm not going to play it, for a certain period of time or whatnot, because I'm trying to get through said game. Like, if I'm playing Apex Legends, I'll still get invites to Mortal Kombat and Tekken. I'm just like, bro, I need to finish this game so that way I can finish up the season, and then I can get to doing other stuff. Because the thing that I like to do in Apex Legends is I try to at least get a win with everybody for the season, and then try to finish up my battle pass, since I do invest in them. I do.
Start investing because those skins look awesome.
Oh yeah,
like Bloodhounds.
Yes. But
I definitely love it.
That is like one of my biggest pet peeves, is just sending people invites when they play in the game, and you're just like, bruh, I'm busy playing the game right now. Like, can this chill? And I have another pet peeve, a second one.
I'm listening.
This one is when people send you an invite to their party when you want to be just left alone. Like, bro, I don't feel like talking to nobody right now. I just want to enjoy my game, enjoy my peace, and just enjoy my time. I understand like some people, they want to talk, chit chat with you or whatnot, and and just have fun. But every day it was like, bro, I don't feel like talking to nobody right now. I just want to enjoy my game. And then when you do get into that party chat, and it's just nothing but just chaos. It'd be like 4 or 5 people in or whatnot. You hear people arguing in the background. You heard something go off in someone else's background or whatnot. Someone's playing loud music. And I'm like,
oh, that happened to me once. And
like, stop.
On Titanfall. I think one of my friends called out one person, and they're like, hey, you're using aimbot, man, it's not cool of you. Like, the guy had really ridiculous aim, and you see the respawn or the kill spawns.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, kill cams. And, like, it's BS at the time. So they invite me out of everybody into the party, and I join, and it's just like, they're justifying their gaming. I'm like, okay, this is where I'm out. Let's see. I don't know if this relates to you, but you ever had a sore winner? Like, someone in a Mortal Kombat match, I did Combat League one time. My first time playing Collector, I get mowed down by a Kung Lao, and he's like, have your own original style and stop playing like Sonic Fox. And I never even watched him play Collector, and I'm confused. I'm like, Sonic, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, but thank you.
Right, like, wait, what? And I remember, I mean, this happened to on one of my second streams or whatnot, and I'm not gonna say the person's name or whatnot, but shout out to them. And it's no hard feelings at all, whatsoever. It's just like when it comes to like playing fighting games, especially for me, like I play it for fun, and that's the thing people tend to forget. Like, hey, I play these games for fun. I don't play them to be like professionally good. I just don't, because I don't.
The same way.
Because I'm like, I'm not going to invest any time into it or whatnot, because I play other games and I work a 40-hour job. So it's like, I create content and whatnot.
We have better things to do than to actually compete.
Yeah.
I just do it for skins.
Yeah, and some people is like, you need to study frame rates, wake ups and all this. I'm like, man, you need to know how to read frames. I'm like, man.
Read the frame rates of me not caring enough.
I'm like, bruh, I just play the game for fun. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. It's whatever. But I just play the game for fun. If I get a win, cool. If I don't, all right, that gives me more time to get better at the game. That's all you can do. Yeah. Like, for me, I look at it as if you don't read, like for me, I don't read frames. I just don't.
I can't.
Because I'm just like, I'm not going to invest in the time. All I know is everybody who plays a fighting game, they have a pattern of how they play. If I know your pattern, like literally, like I know your character moves, and I know the pattern on how you go about the moves, I'm gonna find a way to get an advantage and win.
Yeah.
I just learn to read you.
Like Scorpion mains at times.
Like if you play against a certain character, like in Mortal Kombat, let's just say if you play against a Liu Kang character and you played all variations of them at least 100 times, by the time you get to your 200th Liu Kang, you already know what to expect.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel. Like
it's the same cycle.
Yeah, you're just literally just seeing the same cycle and whatnot, and just know exactly when to hit, when not to hit.
My counter pick is always just Kano because I just know how to punish from that extent.
And for me, I just use like Shao Kahn, and I'm still trash with Spawn, like still garbage.
I can't play a Spawn for my life.
Yeah, he's big slow, powerful but big slow. But I like him though because
third variation's awesome though, where you can just sacrifice one of your health bars
and just go like
I'm sorry, not health bar, your meters.
Meter, and then you just have crazy crushing blows. I love him, but Shao Kahn is still my main. I'm gonna go back to him eventually, someday, one day.
I'm gonna get back into Mortal Kombat. I had to stop for a while.
But yeah, man, like that is just like one of my pet peeves. I mean, that would be my third one. Is just people telling you that, hey, you know, you need to learn this in a game when you're just playing a game for fun.
Yeah.
Like I don't care about winning or losing. I just like to have a good time.
I dig friendly competition and all, but if you take the competition too seriously, then that's just a concern.
Yeah, it's just like, bro, I don't have that much time in a day to, you know, to be worrying about that. I've been playing fighting games for years, and believe me, when I say that, I got other stuff I gotta do. I got other stuff that I gotta do, and there's other games that I play. I'm not trying to play it as a professional. Professionals that do that, they have to eat, sleep, wake up, and
wake up attacker.
Yeah, and wake up and just play that game.
Ah, sure you can.
Like me, I'm like, yo, the amount of hours that they put into the game, I'm not gonna put into that game. I'm not gonna commit to it. So, but am I gonna still buy the games? Yes. Am I still gonna play it? Yes. So yeah, it's crazy, man. All right, moving on to our next topic. The Last of Us 2 delayed indefinitely.
Oh man, that's one of the games I actually want to get in. Thank you. That's one of the games I want to get into, but I don't have a PS4.
Well, if you ever cop a PS4, you should definitely get The Last of Us Remastered. I'm telling you, man, you are really gonna love that game.
I'll do some investments. I did see some tweets all on Naughty Dog. I do respect the company and how they're taking their time due to this
pandemic.
Yep, going on. Definitely respect them with their patience because this is the first delay, right?
Second.
Okay.
Yeah, this is their second delay. Sony has delayed the release of upcoming Play S game.
Play S games.
The Last of Us Part 2 and Marvel's Iron Man VR. According to the game giant, the current crisis caused by the pandemic means it can't provide launch experience to our players deserve, Sony tweeted Thursday. Update: SIE has made a difficult decision to delay the launch of The Last of Us 2 and Marvel's Iron Man VR until further notice. Logistically, the global crisis is preventing us from providing the launch experience for our players deserve. The Last of Us 2, developed by Sony and Naughty Dog, has originally slated to come out in February, but was delayed until May, while the developers spent more time working on the game. Now, as the pandemic rages, the game's release is postponed until further notice. Naughty Dog tweeted that the game development was nearly complete. We were faced with the reality due to the logistics behind our control. We couldn't launch The Last of Us 2 to our satisfaction, the developer said. We want to make sure everyone gets to play The Last of Us 2 around the same time, ensuring that we're doing everything possible to preserve the best experience for everyone. This meant delaying the game until such a time we can solve these logistic issues. So pretty much it's a logistical issue, which is why they have to delay it indefinitely, because you already know most people are quarantined at home or stay at home and whatnot and not going to work. So with that, yeah, the game's nearly complete, so we're just gonna have to wait until this time period just passes over, and then of course everybody gets back to work, and then shortly after we get the actual release date of this game, and I can't wait because I actually was looking forward to playing this game.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely need to get a PS4 just to understand how wild this game is, because I've heard from like different party settings or perspectives on how great
Lord.
the game is, and
Yeah, just try to lower it.
oh gosh, I've heard perspectives and the endings too. Wild.
Yeah, like it's a game that's like when you play it, it just seems so surreal, and you just feel a connection with the characters in the game, and then the journey that you embark on and whatnot. And that's what made me like The Last of Us 1, and I was like, yes, I can't wait to play The Last of Us 2, because now years have gone by, and now the main character, he's older now, and Ellie, who was younger, has now gotten older, so now it's Ellie that's pretty much in the main character position. So we're gonna see what transpires from what happened from that time period, and how does the story progress and moves on forward. But game's been delayed indefinitely, which sucks, but
Yeah.
once it releases, you already know day one I'm on that game.
Definitely respect Naughty Dog with their messages regardless. They're just letting people know they still need time to complete, because compared to Cyberpunk 2077,
Oh yeah,
they want to make sure they give us the best games, such as Doom, Resident Evil 3 as an example. They just told us to be more tolerable with the patience, and I respect that.
yeah, because how often where we get a game, it comes out, it wasn't delayed, and then it just turns out to be crap. It just turns out to be bad.
Oh, I've heard that about Cooking Mama for the Switch, actually. Dead serious. They weren't even supposed to release it, and they just released it all of a sudden.
Like, I'd rather have a finished, polished game rather than a game that is just, it's not finished, it's not polished, and then they just continuously patch it every week with huge updates. I'm looking at you, Call of Duty.
That's perfect. That's a perfect example.
I'm looking at you, Call of Duty. Even though Modern Warfare is like this, I have not finished the campaign. That's on my behalf, because I spent hours on the multiplayer. But
I felt that too.
bruh, them updates, my God!
It's like a quarter of my Xbox right now.
The game alone is almost 200 gig with the multiplayer, the single player, the co-op, and then of course you have Warzone. Like, my goodness, and these updates be like 15, 20, 40 gigs. And they're just like, yo, I just gotta leave my PS4 on for a certain amount of time or overnight for the game to update. Like, it's
I
ridiculous.
just got it from my PC, and it just took me 3 hours to download. And it's a new one.
And I also like how they say, well, not they, but I think it was an executive from EA saying that, oh, single player games are dead, no one's not playing them.
I'm sorry, what?
Exactly. Single player games are not dead, they're not dying. If anything, they are evolving and becoming better, because people actually like a good story and good gameplay, especially if the game is polished.
Yeah.
And what's even better about single player games? No huge updates.
True.
No huge updates. You just have a finished, polished game, and you just play it from start to finish. Like, if you were to uninstall the game and then reinstall it back, then yeah, you'll get that one update, and after that, that'll be it. You don't have to worry about another update like months later, unless they're adding new content into the game.
Yeah, dude, I downloaded Dead by Daylight 2 weeks ago, and the whole servers just crashed. Like, I had to restart my Xbox twice just to actually play a session. Won both my matches, surprisingly, which was the first ever having in a row, because I outran the new Death Slinger, which is basically a cowboy who has a harpoon that just brings people back. He's an interesting guy.
Oh yeah.
It's a good game, just needs more better servers.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and segue to our next topic.
On to the next one.
And that is Rick May, the voice of Peppy Hare and the soldier from Team Fortress 2, has passed away.
Oh man, that's a tragedy.
Yeah. Rick May, a voice actor best known to PC gamers for his portrayal of the gruff-talking soldier in Team Fortress 2, has died after contracting the virus. His death was reported by the Rekindle School, and independent art and acting and film school in Seattle, Washington, where May was a teacher.
Oh wow.
May game credits along with Team Fortress 2 include Star Fox 64, Freddy Fish 5, Sly 3, Honor Among Thieves. That I didn't know about.
Okay, I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
I'm curious.
Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition and Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. He also served as the artistic director of the Renton Civic Theater and Civic Light Opera and directed or appeared in over 300 shows including Fiddler on the Roof, Death of a Salesman, A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, The Odd Couple, and The Cotton Patch Gospel.
Definitely good to know he had.
Yeah, man. This guy had a lot of accomplishments, man.
Yeah, I can't forget the voice of Peppy. I loved it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like when it comes to him, it's like I just remember Peppy and Soldier, and now to hear that he passed away, it sucks, man. Because this guy is, this guy's responsible for like my childhood as a voice actor because of his voice acting as Peppy.
Who did he voice in Sly 3? I'm curious.
Yeah, I want to know who he voiced in Sly 3.
Because I was a huge Sly Cooper fan.
I tried to get into Sly Cooper, but I couldn't get into it. My brother, he literally beat all the Sly Cooper games.
I've only beat 1 and 2 from what I remembered.
Yeah, my brother, he beat 1, 2, 3. I think something, and I think he beat 4. Let me go ahead and look up Rick May and.
If he was Sly Cooper, I'd be so shocked. Dr. M. Oh. Wait, what?
On. Let me look for it.
Oh. This makes sense now.
Yeah, he voice acted this guy, Dr. M, in Sly Cooper. Interesting.
That's definitely a fun fact, everybody.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Voice actors are important people, y'all. They make up for our childhood. Some people don't, realize that or understand that. Like the people behind our favorite gaming characters or even anime characters, like they're actors too, but they're just voice actors. And yeah, this one sucked, man.
Yeah.
It sucked, man.
Definitely give credit to voice actors. They definitely give impact because they make the character.
Yeah, they give life to the character.
Thing, but they definitely have to make the character so the show can go on.
Yeah, definitely. So, rest in power, Rick May. Thank you for the memories that you have given us gamers. And there were lots of tribute videos, especially from the Team Fortress 2 community. Like, you can find them on YouTube. Like, it's a lot it's
just
just
on Steam, actually.
Really?
Yeah, in the Steam community.
Oh wow.
Before downloading it.
Yeah, it just goes to show how well respected and beloved these voice actors are, because they do play a huge part of our gaming lives. Definitely. So, rest in power, Rick May. Mm-hmm. All right, going into our next topic, and that is the PlayStation 5 supply is likely to be limited at launch. And it was bad enough that when the PS4 launched, it was limited as well, because if you ain't had one when it came out, forget it.
I've heard the same thing.
I remember my friends, they went a month to wait for some PS4s to drop, so that way they can go ahead and cop one. A month. And for me, I got my PS4 when I came back from Afghanistan, because we had them in Afghanistan as well. Funny thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we had PlayStation 4 when I was in Afghanistan, but I was like, I want to get them while I'm over there because of risk of it getting damaged, because I am in a war zone. So I was like, I'll wait until I get back to the States. And I remember going into this PX, or Postal Exchange for those who don't know, which is pretty much a shopping center. And I'm just walking. I'm trying to get like a phone because I didn't have a phone at the time when I came back. and I just need to make a call to my family and whatnot, let them know, hey, I'm back in the United States, and yeah, be ready to expect me. And then as I'm walking towards the entrance door or whatnot, I see like a stack of PlayStation 4. So I was like, huh. I was like, and my friends are telling me that they're struggling to find one. So I was like, screw it. I grabbed me a box, went to the checkout line. I'm like, yeah, I'm here to get this. And I just walked out the door.
That's awesome.
And now my buddies looking at me like, yo, did you really just cop a PlayStation 4? I'm like, heck yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm like, oh, definitely. Came back from deployment, had a lot of money at that time. Yeah. Especially since it was tax free. Like, I had like over, 26 grand cash back?
Dang.
Yeah, so I was like, here you go. But yeah, with that, if the PS4 launch was limited, then that means the PlayStation 5 is going to even be less than that. That means, people, the day that they announce the price for the PlayStation 5, you better make sure you are refreshing your Amazon, your Best Buy, your GameStop app, and just hit that pre-order and be like, I need to get this.
You better be ready.
Definitely. Be ready for it because it's going to get sold out very quick, and who knows how long it's going to be until another one drops.
Best thing to also do, make sure you know where your local GameStops are. I know where mine are in West Palm Beach, or where I live specifically, because there's 3 of them. And I might check every single one just to make sure.
Or call in and be like, hey, you guys got any PlayStation 5s? No? All right, next.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys got any PlayStation 5s? No? All right, next. Hey, you guys got any PlayStation 5s? Oh, y'all do? How many? All right, I'm coming right now.
Yeah. I would pull stuff like this.
Oh, man.
The lines are going to be more wild.
Oh, yes, definitely. I remember years ago when the PlayStation 3 dropped, I remember hearing people getting into fights.
Seriously?
Yes, people getting in fights, people getting robbed. Yeah.
I've heard of shoes and I've heard of all crazy things, but for a PS4, actually, it wouldn't surprise me.
No, the PS3.
The PS3, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. And then, of course, you're going to have the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox being launched. I don't know if they're going to be launched the same day or probably like weeks apart from each other. I think it'd be better to do it weeks apart from each other rather than
Same day would cause a war.
Yeah, same day would literally cause a war.
Like, hey, you want to reenact a Street Fighter scene? Sure, you can. I'm going to meme this later.
Oh, definitely.
Wow, that's not how to do it. Oh my god.
I'm saying though, like it's gonna be wild because now there's gonna be limited supply. I hope for you arcade vendors out there, y'all better pre-order them and have like some now. I mean, once we get past this crap, the pandemic or whatnot, once we get past it, start saving up some cash because the moment they announce the price,
get your games.
I'm telling you, pre-order it and just be like, hey, I'm putting it down. So that way, you already got it. And then, of course, make sure if you're going to be picking it up, you better be the first few in line. For me, I'd say be the first 10.
Get a friend, too. Make sure you guys can swap out if anything, if any of you have to use the bathroom or something.
Yeah.
I've done something like this before.
Yeah, definitely. But let me go ahead and read this article. Sony isn't expecting to delay the PlayStation 5 launch planned this holiday season, according to a new report from Bloomberg. But there is likely be fewer machines available than there were for the PlayStation 4 in 2013. Sony is said to be planning shipments of 5 to 6 million units through the end of March next year, while it sold 7.5 PS4 consoles in its equivalent launch period, even with the delayed release in Japan. The reason, according to Bloomberg, has less to do with the pandemic and more to do with Sony expects for the machine in terms of demand. The PlayStation 5 is seen as a more technically ambitious machine than its predecessor, and as such is likely to command a price on its release date. resulting in fewer early adopters, while the PS4 launched at $399 without incurring heavy losses for Sony. One analyst told Bloomberg he thinks that the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X may land at $450 even as loss leaders. To me, I'm thinking PlayStation 5 is going to be, I would say, roughly at $500.
I agree with tax. Forget it.
Because of the hardware that they're using, the features, I'm guessing it's going to be like $500.
Both consoles are close to a PC, and that's what's going to be wild.
Yeah.
I'm still going to go towards the Xbox One X, or Series X, my apologies.
Yeah, and I think that name is going to mess it up for people. Because if you remember, the Wii U didn't sold properly because people were getting confused with the Wii and then Wii U.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
So that hurt the Wii U.
And then the 3DS is sort of what saved it. Or from the console games, at least.
Yeah.
Well,
and now you have Xbox, because you have Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series X. And I'm just like...
They're very simple.
Oh, you actually just made it like Xbox One Pro or Xbox, I don't know, 1080, Xbox 4K, whatever, but Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
Because you wanted it to be at least short and catchy.
Yeah, they just want
short, new, and catchy.
Like the PS1 or PS5. That always had a nice, like, little zing to it.
Like,
because people know what you meant.
Yeah, because you have like Nintendo 64, Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Wii, and you have Nintendo Wii U, which they both sound the same if you just take away the U, and now you have Nintendo Switch.
And then for the more portable styles, you have like Nintendo Game Boy, Nintendo Game Boy Advance, then a DS series, and a 3DS XL.
And then I remember another Game Boy that failed, but it didn't get a lot of marketing. The Game Boy Micro.
Oh, I remember that.
Like, a lot of people did not know about that Game Boy. Because a lot of people at that time, if I remember, had the Advance SP. Very few had the Advance, and very few had color.
I had the Advance SP.
But the Micro, that one was just like completely swept under the rug.
And then I gave one of my favorite friends my Game Boy Advance recently that I found from a thrift shop, and I got it fixed up as well. I haven't given him a charger, and it's still alive to this day, and I'm terrified. Those batteries run good.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. But, yeah, PlayStation 5, the supply is going to be very limited. Hey, once them pre-orders get announced, get on it. Because I'm telling you right now, in the first, I would say 5 minutes, it's going to be sold out.
I agree.
I'm banking on it. First 5 minutes, sold out. Same thing with the Xbox Series X. First 5 minutes they announced in pre-orders, sold out.
At least from what I can guess, the GameStops are probably going to limit lines. Sort of like an exclusive pre-order. Best Buy, it's free game. It's free game. Make sure you just run and gun.
Yeah.
Not run and gun. Make sure you run and get it on time. And then for shopping malls that do have like small mom and pop gaming distributions, good luck.
Oh, man. Well, our next topic, and it's a new segment that we can kind of get into, the Otaku's Corner, where we talk about anime.
Okay, I'm ready.
So, when it comes to anime, I mean, of course, you guys already know I'm huge into anime. I watch anime from the time that I can remember, from as early as 1992 up until now. But I will say, from the last podcast up until now, I have not watched any anime. I've just been focusing on work, content, and gaming.
I have too. I've been just slowly reviving classic animes. Like, I actually remember last year, I binge watched Fist of the North Star. The original, Omae wa mou shinderu. Explodes. And I haven't watched anime in a while, but I've been looking into the games, and some of them have been looking a bit similar to each other. Wouldn't you agree? Like, if you see My Hero Academia, they basically made the same game, but with a couple enhancements. Different character roster this time, because they had a very small one. Like, they showed the iconic villains and heroes. Like, they had One for All, Shoto. They had Endeavor. I like saying the names because it has a nice ring to it.
Mm-hmm.
But now with this new one, they definitely have a special setting where they have team combinations, where you have Ida, Todoroki, and Izuku doing a similar team attack instead of their plus ultra. I know the fighting mechanics pretty well since I was the #1 Froppy in the world maybe for 2 weeks and I got bored. Because it's the same motion with competitive. It's not a game I would actually consider like an esport competitive, but it's a good one.
Right.
For those casual players.
Gotcha. Well, as for me, I got to catch up on some anime. Like, I say that, and then life typically gets in the way at times. Like, that one anime, 2 animes I want to get into. One being Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Y'all can get on me for that one. Like, why have you not got on that one? Because I'll tell you why. Because during that time, I was still heavy on Bleach, and I was still heavy on Naruto during that time period.
Oh yeah, my crew is heavy on Naruto as well.
So and then a little bit on One Piece. So I kind of just completely skipped out on Full Metal Alchemist, and yeah, things happened.
It was an emotional turmoil, at least the first one. Then Brotherhood actually just fixed up the mistakes. Oh, I just realized there's someone in the comments. That's actually my dad.
Oh, hey, what's going on, Angel?
I'm named after him, surprisingly.
But there's Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood I want to get into, and then there's what was the other one I want to get to? Fire Force.
Oh,
so I'm gonna get into those 2. Hopefully I can, so that way I can bring you guys more content and just talk about anime and animes that I've been watching, get into and whatnot. I will say that after My Hero, I've given you guys my take of season 4 of My Hero Academia, especially with the finish. Spoiler warning of how it ended and whatnot, which was really good, with Endeavor fighting high-end Nomu, which was a really good fight and really good moment.
It definitely was.
Because I remember watching it reading it in the manga, and I was like, I cannot wait to see this animated and see how they pulled it off, and they did justice. Like,
when they did his eye, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Still to this day, it just gives me chills.
Yeah. And I remember reading a comment where on YouTube where someone would say that if All Might is the symbol of peace, then Endeavor is the symbol of strength.
Yeah, I can actually take that.
Yeah.
He literally is basically a Human Torch on roids.
Yeah. Because as Hawk said, that no one hasn't worked hard to try to be #1 other than him. Because with all the other heroes, they're comfortable with they didn't care about their position. They just cared about their jobs or whatnot. I'm not trying to be #1 or whatnot because, hey, when All Might wasn't retired, they had All Might. Yeah. Now he's retired or whatnot. It's like,
there's not much I can do.
Yeah, cool, I guess. And then, of course, you have this. Then you have Endeavor, who was #2, now #1. And now it's like, now I have to show my strength and be like, yo, I can't slack off. Because now I'm the top guy now.
Literally, when he just went, he had to go plus ultra. That gave me more chills.
Yeah.
Not like All Might doing it his first time against Nobu.
Mm-hmm.
But still, that just gave me the same energy.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's like I continuously watch it over and over again, and then I even uploaded. I even made my own version, but I put a Bleach soundtrack in it as well.
I heard of it.
Yeah, and it's like it's like it goes with anything. Like stand up, be strong, and after I just put it with Endeavor's moment. And it just syncs up so nicely.
What else? There's also another anime called Kami no To, which my buddy Ouroboros, or Nick, she actually referred to me to manga on Webtoons. Webtoons is a good app. I'd recommend it for anyone watching that wants to read mangas that people actually originally made themselves. I think it has a good 5-6 seasons in it.
Interesting.
So if you want to stay ahead, I'd recommend reading the manga first and watching the anime. Well, maybe at least the first season, because it's going to be a while. They're good. I think 80 episodes on season 5. It's been going on for a few years, and I definitely enjoy what they're doing with the animation. It's very slick, like a smooth style.
Gotcha.
Sort of like Dragon Ball Super Broly.
Oh.
How they made the animations.
Okay, so now I know what to expect.
It's like a very calm, casual, it's a subtle thing, not like everyone's bulked up. Like a JoJo. But you see how it goes.
From 1 to 3 they were pretty beefed up or whatnot. Then from 4 to 5 they just kind of okay, we're gonna tone that down.
Because it's more forward of a generations.
Yeah.
Because you see Giorno and Josuke looking like that, and Jolene.
Yeah.
Okay, Jolene hulked up. I'd have nightmares. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd get my butt I get my ass kicked multiple times just thinking about it.
Oh man. Well, you did ask a Q&A on Instagram. If anyone wants to, ask any questions while we're doing the podcast or whatnot, we can go ahead and answer them live. And for those that are watching in the chat, if you have any questions that you would like to be answered, then by all means, put them in the chat and we'll do our best to answer them.
Let's see. My first one's from a buddy of mine named Isaac Enriquez. He was talking about the Borderlands saga.
I've played one, fell out of interest with it completely. I played 2 on PC. It was good, and I got up until the end, and then I just lost interest. And I didn't get into the third one. I didn't get into the pre-sequel.
Or the Telltale series.
Yeah, I didn't get into them. Like
I didn't either.
I respect the series. I do. I respect Borderlands, the series and whatnot, because I played 1 and 2, so I do respect the series. But it wasn't for me. I just lost interest quick.
Let's see. I only played the second one. I couldn't get much into it because I realized it's more of a multiplayer game that you're gonna have to come across, and it's a lot of effort to put into. It's a deeper grind than I anticipated. The animation's very smooth. It wasn't my style. Kind of messed with my eyes a little bit just because of the shadings and such.
Right.
I definitely respect cosplayers who can make that similar colorings and the shades and the makeup.
Oh yeah, definitely. I heavily respect that.
Let's see. My next question is from Comrade Jotaro Cosplays. Good friend of mine, little protege. He was talking about Silent Hill 2.
Never played any of the Silent Hill games.
I saw the movies, and the one thing I can never forget is the last movie. I screamed twice in a 30-second sequence. Like, I went, out of nowhere. And the games, I've heard good reviews. I've seen multiple endings on the first one for the PS1.
Mm-hmm. I had a buddy of mine who was my roommate in Afghanistan. Good friend of mine. Like, brother from another mother and whatnot. Like, he's heavily into Silent Hill. Like, I remember, like, because we would work different shifts when we was in Afghanistan. So I would work day shift, he would work night shift or whatnot. So when he's coming back from work and I'm coming, I'm waking up, getting ready to go to work or whatnot, he's playing Silent Hill. And like that's his game. Like horror games, that's what he likes. That's what he loves and whatnot. So I didn't get into it because it was like when it comes to horror games, I am terrified of it.
I messed up. I played Saw when I was 12. Like Saw had a video game for Xbox 360.
I remember.
I can't unsee what I just saw in a game. I couldn't beat it though. It was just too much for me. But then Dead by Daylight, that was my new horror thing. First time I played it, I freaked out because I didn't know how to play. But I actually played a tutorial, and I still freaked out anyways.
Angel asked in the chat how much for the PlayStation 5?
Yeah.
Well, we have not gotten a price point for it yet, but when they announce it, which they will soon, I'm guessing it's going to be $500. That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, next question is from the Bishop Tattoo. He said Fab, so I'm going to assume Fable. I'm guessing Fable.
I hope so.
And I was really into the series for number 2. Like, I invested maybe a good 100 hours on that when it was on the 360. I chose a good alignment just because I have a clear conscience and I feel terrible for like killing an NPC or something when it's unnecessary. Fable 3, I could barely play it. I just did not like the voice acting for your character.
Yeah, I never got into the Fable series. I know it was primarily on Xbox and I was primarily on PlayStation, so I never got into it. I heard mixed things about the game, about the series, so...
The swordplay was always fun. Then also the segment for Fable 2 where you actually have your aiming and you always just shoot for the gonads and you just see the animation where people just spring up. I couldn't stop laughing at that. Let's see, next question. We have somebody who said limited time saying hope we stay positive. We definitely are.
Yeah, we are definitely staying positive, as always.
Let's see, next question. Queen Bee _ Cassie asking how we're doing, and I think we're doing pretty good.
We're doing pretty good. Broadcasting, first time broadcasting, episode 2 of the South Florida Gamers podcast, and surprisingly enough, everything is holding very nice. No crashes. The stream is looking good, and can't complain.
Nothing crazy. We're Florida people. We know how it is here. If we can go through a storm, we can go through anything.
Exactly.
El Porto Shuffle asking if we're staying healthy.
No.
No. I'm not gonna lie. My dad is watching. He knows. He knows I eat.
I'm not. I'm put. Listen. There's no gyms are being open right now, so I'm not getting any gains. This is nothing. No muscle. No 22-inch pythons. So
I was working on my job, and I can't just stop flexing intentionally.
my beer gut is getting bigger. So once the gyms reopen, I'm gonna go back and working out and harder. Yeah, I could do home workouts and whatnot, but let's be honest, home workouts is boring. We all know that they're boring. They're not energetic.
You just gotta make your own rhythm over time, where you have to be creative, and that's why I watch YouTube sometimes, just so I can say I learned to work out. And then probably do it later on.
And going into grocery stores and shopping centers and whatnot, and then you have to follow this path. Like here in South Florida, we have Publix, and they want you to go in this line. Like, oh, you're not supposed to go this way. You got to go the other way or whatnot. Like, they want you to go in this specific traffic and whatnot, so that way people are not wandering around. But we're supposed to be practicing social distance. All you're going to do is just have a huge flow of traffic in one area. That is not helping the social distancing.
No,
having everyone split up, that helps.
Oh, definitely. You know what's a good workout I can say that my mom is
So
I could just say I'm lifting all the grocery bags. That's a bicep and everything. I love you, Mom and Dad. Enjoy.
So if anything, I'm ordering out more often than I was before, because going grocery shopping has become annoying now.
Oh, I'm frugal.
I just want to go in, grab what I want, and just get out. Not just go through lines and traffic and whatnot and be like, okay, now I reached my destination. I am not playing a video game. This is not a roller coaster ride on rails. I just want to grab what I want and get out.
Yeah, I tune out. I went to Costco yesterday, and they had a good line. Make sure everyone's wearing a mask and such, and I respected that heavily. But it just felt like we're waiting for a ride. I do agree on that one.
Like, I don't want people telling me where I'm supposed to go if I'm in a grocery store. I know what I want. You don't know what I want. That's just me. You know, that's just me.
All right. Next two questions. One from Gallery Lab. Gallery Lab saying hello to me. Hi. Oh, hi, friend. And Denny_Gree just has a devil emoji, so I'm going to assume it's Devil May Cry.
I loved 1. 2 was okay. Devil May Cry 2 was okay. Devil May Cry 3, awesome. Devil May Cry 4, good. Devil May Cry 5, literally my game of the year of 2019. And DMC Devil May Cry, we will never speak of that game.
We will not. I've had definitely experience with all of them. I got to a point when I was a kid, my dad actually got me all 3 Devil May Crys for the PlayStation 2.
Nice.
I played them all, and then a couple of years later, I looked up the YouTube, like, lore and all that, and I realized they were all out of order, and I was so confused.
Yeah, because you was like, wait, 1, 2, and 3, like, that's supposed to be the order, but in story-wise, it's 3, then 1, then 4, then 5, and 2. Yeah. I'm guessing. Well,
2 was in between 1 and 3, obviously.
No. 2's got to be in between. It has to be after 4, between 4 and 5. Because Dante does go away in 2.
Oh, you're right. But he had to go into hell.
Yeah, and then he comes back.
You know,
but at the same time, like, people say, like, they don't count Devil May Cry 2.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. My personal favorite is probably 4. I haven't played 5 yet, and I think I got to download it.
Oh my god, 5 is good.
Because I just love Dante. He's just a jerk in the nicest way. Because every time he obtains a weapon from killing a demon, he's just like, yo, let me show you how I'm going to kill you with yourself. Am I wrong?
No, you're not.
Pandora's Box and the, what was the guitar? Snap. It's going to come back to me next stream, probably.
Nivon.
How you just, like, he had an innuendo for everything.
Yes.
This man's a savage.
Definitely. Alrighty, so without any questions, I don't see any questions in the chat, and no more on Instagram. I think we can go ahead and put a bow on it and wrap this up.
Yeah, definitely enjoyed this episode too.
Yeah, man. First time broadcasting and everything went smooth, fine, no problems, no issues. Can't wait to do another one again, and this time in episode 3 we will have our guests. It's unannounced, but I did contact a person and they said they're down to do it, so we will have a guest on episode 3.
I'm super excited,
and it'll be 2 weeks from now, so I can't wait. And do you have any closing words before we close this bad boy out?
Before I close it, I want to thank my parents for watching, my friends and family for watching the stream if they have time to. It's definitely appreciative. It means a whole lot to me to support Silverback and I on this ongoing moment. Hopefully we can make more episodes, you guys keep watching, and we have more fun.
And where can they find you on social media?
You can find me at Waluigi, WALOOIJI. Soon I'm going to be opening up more of my Twitch and my YouTube as well, and I'm looking forward to expanding my content.
Alrighty, you heard it here first, people. Alright, and for me, well, April has been a month. Some good news, some bad news, but we're staying positive. We're gonna make it through it. We're gonna make through these hard times, and man, get back to these games.
Yeah.
And definitely just staying positive. So.
Oh, dude, I realized 4 days I turned 24. I almost forgot my birthday.
I got 8 years over you.
I know you do.
But it's all good, though. It's all good. It's all good. It's all about energy and maximizing your greatness.
Maximum effort, baby. That's how we do it.
All right, and with that being said, I would like to thank you guys for watching. Thank y'all for coming through and tuning in. If you are an audio listener, I greatly appreciate it. Please leave us a review, whether you're watching this on Anchor, Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, or Google Podcasts. And, of course, if you're watching the playback on YouTube, all comments are appreciated as long as they're respectful. Because because you'll have that one that'll test the waters or whatnot and be like, remove. Let's just get this guy up out of here or whatnot. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you for coming through. If you are new here to the podcast, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe on YouTube for up and coming future podcasts as well. And also be sure to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitch at Silverback Senpai. And also you can also find the South Florida Gamers Podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, and Spotify and Anchor as well. And with that being said, y'all be safe, y'all be good, stay positive, stay motivated, and most importantly, stay classy. We will catch you guys on the next episode.
See y'all. Arrivederci.